Peace, infinite waters, diving deep once again. We are out here in nature, baby, like the good old days, got the short sleeve going. Woo! Breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Are you experiencing an amazing shift of consciousness right now? This is a new beginning for so many of us. 10 signs, wait, uncomfortable signs, that's better. An amazing spiritual shift is happening in your life sooner than you imagined. I receive thousands of messages every single day. Sometimes even essays of people telling me about their spiritual experiences. We ain't even had breakfast yet. Can I get a hello? But that's what diving deep is all about. And right now, there is a global awakening happening on the planet. A lot of people are stepping into the truth of who they really are, starting to raise eyebrows and ask questions and starting to know themselves. And sometimes that can be really uncomfortable. I had my spiritual awakening many years ago, and I remember it like it was yesterday. Okay, and I'm here to tell you that you're not going crazy. You're just a smart one. Oh, what's the first uncomfortable sign? An amazing shift is happening in your life sooner than you could have ever imagined. Yes, you are starting to believe what your friends and family told you, that, hey, you are way too deep. You're too deep. Like, can you just stop? We're just trying to eat on the table and you're talking about the fifth dimension and Lemuria. And they're like, can you just stop right there? Now you're actually starting to believe it, okay? You're like, hey, actually, I am too deep because I can't stop thinking that we are so much more than what we have been told, okay? And then you're like, I'm so deep. You're starting to connect the dots, okay? Like, hey, most of what we were told at school was a complete lie, and I'm supposed to work in a job I don't like, and you're connecting these dots, and then you start smiling in the end, right? You see, what's helped me along my journey is to realize the truth can't be told. It has to be realized, okay? And it's not for everybody else to understand what's going through your mind. Just count yourself lucky that you've gone through your own awakening, okay? And if you're too deep, embrace it, okay? That's what's helped me along my journey. What's the second uncomfortable sign? An amazing shift, baby, is happening in your life sooner than you imagined. Now, number alignment. You see, what's helped me along my journey is to realize there are no accidents or coincidences in this universe. Everything is happening in divine order. Slow motion this side. The numbers don't lie. You see, when I study the ancients, ancient Kemet or Egypt, the knowledge from the mystery schools, Sumer, people like Nikola Tesla, who said, if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency. They all knew that we are living in a universe of vibrations. It's all energy. Wave frequencies, and everything is numbers. Mathematics is the universe's language. Music is based on numbers. The numbers don't lie. Number alignment, are you seeing 1111 frequently, deep divers? Maybe it's 444. Maybe it's 333. Now, when I was going through my awakening in the early days, I kept seeing the number 33. I was born on March 3rd. That's 3-3. That is the number of the master teacher. 1111 is a master number. 11. We're talking about you being contacted by your guides. We're talking about you are now seeing the glitch in the matrix, a world of make-believe, and now you are becoming more aware that you are a multi-dimensional being having a human experience, okay? 2-2, the master builder. 2 being feminine energy, creative energy, okay? So I meet a lot of people right now who are having a lot of number synchronicities. They're seeing double digits, repetitive numbers, 777, okay, 888. And sometimes that can become very uncomfortable. It becomes empowering when you realize that synchronicity is where your dominant thoughts align with your life and become your dominant experiences. Slow motion this side. When I see repetitive numbers, I'm like, something beautiful is going to happen. So just embrace it, okay? It means an amazing shift is coming into your life. What's the third uncomfortable sign? An amazing shift is happening in your life sooner than you thought. 7-day vegan challenge. Now, it's kind of awkward, isn't it? I know. You're the only one on the table doing the 7-day vegan challenge, okay? And it was like that for me. Been a vegan for over 13 years, inspiring millions of people to stuff a whole load of grapes in their mouth. However, when I was first starting to eat a plant-based diet, it was very uncomfortable. I was also going through a massive spiritual awakening. I started to realize that, hey, all life is precious. The cows want to live, the pigs want to live, okay? Every life is sacred, not just mine, okay? That's the ego that creates a separation. We'll come to that later. So I was the only one on the table, a vegan. No, I don't want dairy, I don't want meat. And sometimes, even though you know you're honoring your true heart, sometimes it is very uncomfortable because it's like, hey, you don't want to cause people problems when you go out to eat and you're like, hey, I don't eat meat or dairy, and that's the only thing they have, deep divers. What are you gonna do? You become empowered when you realize that peace begins on your plate and you're on the right path. Slow motion this side. Keep along your journey, eating a karma-free lifestyle, because they'll be asking you, yes, you, for advice. What's the fourth baby? Uncomfortable sign. An amazing shift is happening in your life sooner than you thought. So, deep divers, what happens when you go out with your friends after you've seen one of my videos, like a video maybe on past lives? You're like, hey, I just watched this really cool guy on YouTube. His channel is called Infinite Waters. You should subscribe to him. And oh, what was his video about? Oh, past lives and reincarnation. And they're looking at you like, when are we gonna go shopping, right? So sometimes it can become very uncomfortable when you are woke, when you are aware, when you realize that you are powerful beyond measure. We still have ties to other friends and family. So for me, along my early journey, it was uncomfortable because I would be silent. Everybody else would be talking about sports and entertainment, and I would be thinking about Lemuria, Atlantis, the pineal gland, chakras, okay? 432 hertz, 528 hertz, the most powerful frequencies on the universe. And I would tell them that, do you know about 432 hertz? And they're like, huh? Huh? Okay, I need to get a whole new set of friends right now. Deep divers realize that, hey, if your friends don't get you because you are evolving in consciousness, it's not their fault. It's not their fault. Everybody you meet is at a different level of consciousness. It's just that now you have to realize your vibe will attract your tribe and move towards people who are vibrating on the same frequency as yourself. What's the fifth uncomfortable sign an amazing shift is happening in your life sooner than you imagined? Gosh, it's coming quick. Like right now, a lot of people are trying, don't try, do. Don't try, do, right? Are you trying to wake up your family? Are you trying to make sure everybody in your family is awake like you? They have the information like you? Okay? Along my early journey, I was doing the same thing. I'm like, hey, mom, watch this documentary about ancient Egypt. It's fascinating, about the pyramids that nobody knows how it was built. And she was watching it. She was kind of interested. I was also showing some friends about ancient wisdom DVDs, and they were like kind of not interested. They were like, okay, what is this? Okay. So it can become very uncomfortable when you are awake, when you are going through an evolution of consciousness, which is awareness, and you are trying to convince your family and friends that what you believe is the truth. Now, what's helped me along my journey is to realize that you can't tell somebody about your truth. They have to realize it for themselves. And it's not your duty to start awakening people left, right, and center. What's helped me along my journey is to become a lighthouse. Let people see the cat down the road and I and say, oh my gosh. You see, the reason why I say, oh, I'm inspiring over 1 million YouTube subscribers, because people are so shallow. No, because numbers run the world, right? People are like, oh my gosh, 1 million. What's that about? So if you are awakening, realize that, hey, you don't have to start preaching. You don't have to start preaching. Please don't start preaching to your family and friends. Just be a lighthouse so other people can see you and find you when you are lost at sea. What's the sixth uncomfortable sign an amazing shift is happening in your life? Baby. Growing up, you felt different. You've always known you were different. You've had many names: free spirit, indigo, crystal, okay? And because you don't fit in, it has become very uncomfortable. In previous years, like sometimes you find it hard to maintain a regular job because for you a normal life is boring. Okay, so for me, how I dealt with this was to basically say, okay, if I feel I don't belong in this world, which I don't, it's because I came here to stand out. Slow motion this side. I'm just too different, right? See that, hey, you are special. Everybody is special. But whenever you feel you don't fit in, and this happens a lot when you are awakening, when you're getting into the deep knowledge, the deep esoteric information, the higher you go up the pyramid, the smaller the ratio. Meaning that at the bottom where the masses are, everyone's just talking about very low vibrational topics. As you ascend, fewer people will understand you and get you. And you will feel like a fringe dweller, a misfit, but realize there is a tremendous beauty in your uniqueness. What has helped me along my journey create infinite abundance is because there is nobody you will find like Infinite Waters. Except maybe the cat down the road. What's the seventh uncomfortable sign an amazing shift is happening in your life sooner than you thought? You have no time for superficial conversations, meaningless friendships, and pointless interactions anymore. And sometimes it's uncomfortable because you really don't want to let people down. Like your friends are asking you, Do you want to go out to the club and drink, get drunk, and you're like, hey, I used to do that. Not anymore though. And you're having to let a lot of people down, and this really is getting to you right now. It's kind of uncomfortable because a side of you is like, hey, just relax. But another side of you is like, hey, you're awake, you got responsibility. So how I balanced this was to really say, it's okay to say no. Okay, it's okay to not want to hang out with certain people because you are both moving in different directions. You have to start connecting with people who remind you who you are. Like me just sharing on Infinite Waters, I meet people every single day. People who would invite me into their homes and make me a delicious carrot cake 7-day vegan challenge. I'm eating it full of pecans as well. Fantastic. What's the 8th? Uncomfortable sign, an amazing spiritual shift is happening in your life sooner than you thought. You are becoming more intuitive. Intuition emanating from the Latin intuere, which means to notice. You are now noticing that the world is not just a little bit different, but a lot different from what you were told as a child. You are now for the first time starting to do your own research. You are now starting to ask questions. What? When? How? Who? And therefore, you're not just believing what you see, because we are only seeing less than 1% of the electromagnetic spectrum, which is visible light. So we are practically blind. Okay, you're diving deep now, and you are becoming more intuitive. You are becoming hypersensitive. You are developing this hypersensitivity. Now, for me, it was very uncomfortable because I'm a Pisces, so I'm already sensitive. But the gift of the Pisces, support me on this, is that we are naturally intuitive. Your sensitivity is a gift of awareness. What? Slow motion this side. Slow motion. Your sensitivity is a gift of awareness. Do you know how many times, deep divers, my sensitivity has saved me from ending up in a dead-end job? My sensitivity, being able to tap into other people's energetic fields, have saved me. Because I'm like, okay, I trust my vibes on this one. I'm not gonna start hanging around that person. And yeah, that person is not a good person to hang around because they eat everyone's grapes. So basically, I was right all along. Okay, when you trust your vibes, that's a sign you are having this amazing spiritual shift. Okay, sometimes it can become annoying because sometimes you are a bit OCD, getting a little bit paranoid. So what I've learned is to relax. Okay, I'm just trusting my intuition, but I'm not gonna be paranoid about it. I'm not gonna start analyzing everything. Okay, I'm more about moving into the flow state, which is infinite waters. Trust your energy. Trust your intuition. A person's energy will tell you a lot more about them than their words. What's the 9th? Uncomfortable sign, baby. An amazing spiritual shift is happening in your life quicker than you imagined. You know, as an indigo, as a free spirit, that you came here to planet Earth to help raise the frequency of the planet. Now, a lot of people know this, especially when you are evolving to a higher state of consciousness. Once again, the 4 levels of consciousness. The 4 levels of consciousness, which is the 4 levels of awareness. Drone, the robot, just follows. Artist, very expressive. Alchemist, working on yourself, turning negative to positive. And then the wizard, which is the mastermind. You, for the first time, realize you are here to share your wisdom with other people. Now, sometimes this can be an amazing revelation. You feel this elation. It's amazing, okay? However, You even get this beautiful serendipity, okay? You just stumble across great wisdom and want to share it with the world. And then they're like throwing it right back in your face. No, worse than that, they're not even throwing banana peels at you. They're throwing trash cans at you. Oh no, yeah, you better block yourself, okay? Because sometimes when you try to help people, the same people you tried to help don't want the help. So if you are going through your own evolution of consciousness, realize you aren't here to save people. You are here to live out your own true authenticity. Slow motion this side. I'm just being myself, talking in front of a camera, yet I have over 1 million YouTube subscribers, just being myself. Always, I will always live in infinite abundance. At the same time, I'm helping people. So what's helped me along my journey? Knowing I'm going through this massive, amazing spiritual shift is to say, actually, I've got the energy. Let me share with people. But more so, let me stay true to myself, because everybody may not be ready for this information. That's not my concern. My only concern is to be myself and to stop caring what everybody thinks of me. What's the 10th uncomfortable sign an amazing spiritual shift is happening in your life faster than you imagined? You are now more heart-based than fear-based. Oh, tell them, Ralph, that's right. You are now in your heart a lot more, which is 5,000 times more powerful than your brain. Electromagnetically, okay? The heart is actually, in the Mayan culture, was actually the seat of the soul. In ancient Kemet, the seat of the soul, they would weigh your heart against a feather. This is the law of Ma'at. Slow motion this side. Ma'at meaning truth. Now, when we realize that when you are going through an evolution of consciousness and awareness, you are leaving your ego at the door and you are walking outside with your heart space, because you are realizing that the ego is the cause of all separation on earth. Only the heart space can unify us and make us transcend duality, which is the illusion, to realize that we are all one. And once you realize that, deep divers, well, you just say, feels so good to be alive, baby. Can I get a hello? Beautiful deep divers, have an amazing day. We are living in the age of Aquarius, the information age. Wonderful changes are here on planet Earth. Stay awake, stay aware, and let's just, woo! Getting high, breathing in that good ass prana, baby. Infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy, peace. You! This is the time of change. Like, I noticed so many changes. I'm just happy to be alive. I'm just happy to be alive, baby.